you do not like Def Rebel, who do the WWE entrance themes, and I know that, because nobody likes Def Rebel really. Poor guys get dragged on the internet all the time. But I do get it, like if I joined WWE and they wrote me an entrance theme, it would probably start with, "He's a bald guy," because they just love putting lyrics in front of songs. However, there are some tracks that play wrestlers to the ring that aren't all bad, so I thought we could just go through 8 of them, just to give you a little bit of hope, a little bit of joy, that maybe things will go better down the line. And I know that Jordan Grace one is particularly bad. It's not her fault. She'll know it too. She's not an idiot. Let's not worry about that and get into it. Number 8, Gunther. So as we know right now, Gunther is right at the top of the WWE tree. He is having good matches with everybody, including Pat McAfee and Goldberg. And I tell you, if you go back on the independent scene 10 years ago and had said to somebody the former Walter is going to do that, well, actually, I think they would have believed you. He just always had that talent, man. He totally gets pro wrestling. It's one of the reasons why he originally told WWE, "I'll only do WWE NXT UK because I'm quite happy being at home," before his life circumstances changed. He joined the main roster. We then had the big shakeroo, Triple H took over, and now he is absolutely one of his guys. Now, of course, throughout all of this, he did go from the name Walter to Gunther, which did concern some people. And that also meant his theme music changed. He used to have a real-life orchestral piece that was super good. I just gotta say it, on the down low, right? The one they did come up with so they could own it, and again, they made it in-house, I actually think is a pretty good rendition, and it works. When Gunther does come to the ring and he has all the ba-ba playing, he feels like a big deal, and it allows him to do his walk. Don't forget, that's really important in wrestling. You gotta have the walk. Ask Stone Cold Steve Austin. And yes, you can tell they took Symphony Number 9 and basically based their composition off that, but that's okay. Wrestling always steals things from other mediums. My big worry is that Death Rebel changed this, but they do not need to. We have the whole presentation down. Although, if he did start today, it would start with, "He's the ring general." But he would be saying it in his accent. Oh my gosh, it would be terrible. As it is, perfect, don't mess. Number 7, Stephanie Vaquer. And this one is really interesting, because Stephanie Vaquer has only been in the company for about a year. That's when Death Rebel were releasing things that were sending fans into a meltdown. Actually, this one's all right. And yes, the big criticism will be, well, Simon, it just sounds like something Jim Johnston would have left on the ideas table. And maybe that's true, but we are living in a world where you have to compare to some things to everything else. And if I was going to have a list of people's themes I was going to change, Stephanie would be right near the bottom. The good news is there's no intro or stupid words here, but it's actually the guitar. Like, Stephanie Vaquer, for some reason, does have like a mysterious presence to her, so that instrument does feel a little bit foreboding. And it's kind of the sort of music that would make your opponent feel scared. Like, not in an Undertaker way, but when you are trying to craft this presentation and ensure it has the correct aura, to use 2025 speak, well, I actually think this one ticks the box. And look, by the time it gets to the chorus, it's kind of lost its way. But already, when these notes do hit, the crowd makes a reaction. And really, that's the whole point of music, don't forget that, is to signal to the fans, oh my gosh, I should cheer, I should boo, because my favorite or my enemy is walking to the ring. So this one is okay. Now, sometimes these themes do change, so please listen to me, even though nobody else does, don't change it. Number 6, Solo Sakoa. Now, I love the trumpets, or whatever the flub the instrument is at the start, the whole thing that goes dun 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 dun. It's definitely not a trumpet, I shouldn't have said that. But given that Solo Sakoa is meant to be this menacing leader of the Bloodline 2.0, but deep down he's actually a scared little boy who kind of over-relies on other people, for some reason this tune just works. I don't think you would hear this music and go, oh, I figured this character out. But again, the way that he walks to it, the way that he allows it to inhabit his body, I just think it allows Solo Sakoa to become Solo Sakoa and hits another one, maybe just through time played, but when it does hit, everybody makes a noise. It is of course called Taking It All. You hear that lyric over and over again, and here are some of the other words. We're taking it all, settle the score, the one who will not take that loss. We're taking it all, we're the ones, that ties into the finger pointing thing. We kick down the door, dropping you down to the floor, that rhymes. We're taking it all, ready for war, better than ever before. We're taking it all, break down the walls, Chris Jericho. I feel like exalted, appalled, we're taking it all. So I suppose the good thing there is the lyrics kind of tie into Solo's journey. There's also a bunch of gibberish, but I'll take both. I'm mostly going down to the way that it makes me feel when Solo comes out, and this theme works, and also I sometimes get it in my head. That's like any good piece of music. Doesn't matter whether it's a pop tune or somebody walking to the ring, it should make you want to do all the mannerisms afterwards because you're enjoying the beats. That's why LA Knight's song is good, and maybe we're going to talk about that too. Number 5, Jacob for 2. So this is definitely a rarity because you do get the dumb words at the start of the song. But this one works really well, and the last word is far too. Then out comes Jacob for 2 looking like an absolute killer, and that's the vibe of the whole piece too, that whole down, 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 which I presume is a heavy electric guitar. It just gives you a real sense of dread, and then what does Jacob do? He gets in the ring and he flubs you up. Also, it sounds a little bit like Solo Sakoa's theme, and for a while, Jacob was with Solo Sakoa, and that works too, it ties into the plot. It also totally works now that Fatu is a babyface, because again, it ties directly into his character. If you saw his crazed face walking down to the ring, and you hear this song playing, there's no disconnect there. It makes perfect sense, and it's not 2 + 2 = potato. That's why I'm worried they're going to change this one too. It's a prime thing that will get changed, probably because someone goes, oh, it does sound too much like the Bloodline 2.0. Don't worry about that, man. Also, this is another test you can do. Imagine Jacob for 2 has just won at WrestleMania, right? He just won the main event, become the WWE champion. Is this the kind of theme that would get you pumped? Yes. He's also had it since the day he did debut. Like, even when he would come out with Solo, if he was in the match, it would be his theme. That means after a while you get tenure. You can be like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, a Chris Jericho, or a Shawn Michaels, and that means something, man. It means when these wrestlers do have their big moments, you can tie nostalgia too. People forget about that. It's why you shouldn't change them all the time. It ruins the vibe. Number 4, Jade Cargill. Because Def Rebel must have listened to our AEW theme and gone, well, that's pretty good, and we don't have a Cody Rhodes situation here, so should we just copy it? And they did. I mean, all it is a bunch of electric guitars going, meow, as if it is 1987. But have you listened to 1987 songs? They're flubbing great. The whole "A Storm is Coming" lyrics at the start actually work as well, because Jade Cargill does feel like a superhero, and I guess a superhero would do that. And when you watch the whole presentation with the lights and the music blaring, well, actually, this one I think is spot on. 10 out of 10, no notes. Obviously, it'd be better than the Tokyo Dome, but what are you going to do? Once again, though, it's all about capturing the personality of these wrestlers, and this one does it with ease, man. Maybe that's why Jade Cargill is such a good WWE superstar, because you understand who she is from her aesthetic alone. Also, the whole "A Storm is Coming" does get a pop, be it Stone Cold Steve Austin's glass break, or The Rock going, "If you smell." If you're eliciting that kind of reaction, then you're doing your job. This is absolutely another one. I don't care if she goes heel, babyface, wins titles, doesn't win titles, goes away for 7 years and then comes back. She has to have this theme. You made it work. Don't fuck with this. Number 3, El Grande Americano. And this one, of course, is going to be controversial, because that is a controversial character. But if all of a sudden you were sat down in your music studio and Triple H turned up and said, listen, we need to come up with a theme that's essentially a parody of luchadors that also kinds of winds individuals up a little bit, well, you likely would come out of this. I mean, it also does sound like something an AI program would produce. That's just the world we're living in, man. It absolutely sucks. I mean, really, it's just a mariachi Mexican song. Although, actually, if you listen closely, WWE, or Def Rebel, I suppose, has kind of put like ye olde glitches in there. Because, of course, he's meant to be some sort of traditional luchador or something like that. But I just think if you are trying to come up with a cartoon persona, this is probably the right way to go. Like, we go back to the 80s, it's the same kind of thought process that went into Hulk Hogan's song, and especially Sergeant Slaughter's. That one is so funny now. He may as well have looked down the camera and said, damn it, you know I'm American. Go America. It's also a little bit naff, but I think that's intentional, because when Chad Gable, if it is Chad Gable, or I suppose Ludwig Kaiser, does sort of dance around to this, well, it works, and it tells you, I don't think you're meant to be taking this guy seriously, and ultimately, eventually, he's got to get his ass kicked and lose. Deep down, he's being quite defensive. Number 2, Roman Reigns. So some people didn't like it when Roman Reigns' music got changed. We have that orchestral stuff at the part, but either way, can you imagine Roman having any other music right now? Absolutely not. As I am recording this video, he returned to Raw in July 2025, and as soon as those drums went dum dum dum, this place exploded. Like, they just knew it was Roman Reigns. They could feel it deep down in their tum-tums. And that is when you have created quite a beast. And given that Roman does like to take 45,000 years to get to the ring, the beat is perfect too. This is genuinely one of the best themes that Def Rebel has ever done. The track itself is called I Am Greatness, so it has a suitably epic feel. By the time Roman does eventually get to the squared circle and he's just standing there, and you've got the choir going absolutely crazy, well, it goes back to my WrestleMania idea. Close your eyes, imagine Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, which you can because he main events them all, and it has delivered time and time again. The emotion just hits you, dude. This one works. Now, actually, Reigns deserves his credit in all this too, but because he does go away all the time, it means he has returned, so people have gone nuts. So now when you hear that theme, you get that excitement in your Tootsie Toes again. Well, we have arrived here. It's totally fine he does this. He's become an attraction. You can't be an attraction if you're having matches on Raw every single week. It does mean you have to go away. Also, we'd all accept that deal too. So why moan? Good for Roman Reigns. He's also one of the best of all times at fair play. Number 1, Seth Rollins. Now actually, Seth Rollins' old theme came on my playlist the other day because I am a massive nerd. And I remember thinking, man, this one is way better than the one that he has now. So I went and listened to the updated track. And listen, I stand by that statement, but the new Seth Rollins music is still good in its own right. And what did it do? I don't want to say it saved his gimmick, that's way too strong. But in terms of making sure he got even more over with the crowd, it has that whoa, 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 which people have now become obsessed with singing, and it totally helps Seth Rollins. So I don't see how you can criticize the track. Like, it wasn't just a good way to walk to the ring, it actually tied right into his trajectory up the card. It's also actually totally nuts as a composition, because it goes fast, it goes slow, it totally mucks around with the beat that is stumping it forward. Of course, some people are intrigued now because he does have his brand new group, although they all come out to Seth Rollins' song, which means the fans continue to go whoa, whoa, even though he's meant to be a heel. Which begs the question, do we change it or do we not change it? I kind of think we should, because Seth eventually will be a babyface again and that will get a pop. We can throw that out the window, that's not what we're talking about today. In terms of coming up with a piece of music that is meant to welcome wrestlers to the ring, this one is right on the money. All of his recent major accolades as well have come with this, like winning the first ever World Heavyweight Championship, or the new one at least, and becoming Mr. Money in the Bank, and winning at WrestleMania 41 during that Night 1 main event. And again, that goes in your brain. I mean, can you imagine if Seth Rollins was by himself and we changed this? He wouldn't allow it, because he's like, dudes, I get in the ring, I do this, and they sing my theme for around about 45 years. I don't think we should get rid of that, because that is part of being over. I had a discussion with someone else the other day about this. Over is just the fans reacting to you in a positive or negative way, depending on what you're trying to achieve. If they're sat on their hands and nobody cares, you're totally flubbed. That never happens with Seth, and as soon as his entrance music hit, boom. Everyone goes crazy. So that's a good theme. Well done, Death Rebel. And yes, of course, it doesn't excuse other songs they have done. I just realized I didn't throw LA Knight in there. I think LA Knight's pretty good, but now I say that, I can't even remember if Death Rebel made it. I presume they do, but I don't know, because I'm stupid. You can let me know in the comments if you like the video, share the video, subscribe, click the video on the screen for yet more content. Otherwise, have a great day. And maybe you can go out and create your own WWE theme song and send it to me. Don't do that, I don't have many years left on this planet Earth. That sounds like a giant waste of my time. I'm only kidding, I'll see you soon.